NASA finally admitted that their supposed picture of a black hole, it might be inaccurate. yeah, gee, do you think? Do you think that an image of a so-called black hole that was literally created by using AI, smudging together all kinds of different pictures, and then once again allowing AI to put all of the smudges and other AI stuff together to generate your black hole? Yeah, you think that might be a little inaccurate when you have that much post-processing going on to whatever the hell it is you're taking a picture of? It's insane. NASA scientists have lost their mind. Or not just NASA, it's everybody in the mainstream cosmological arena. Like, there's no such thing as black holes. Like, they don't exist. So that black hole picture that they released a little while ago, it showed exactly what they wanted it to show. That is all that took place. And it took like, I don't know, like 300 people or something like that, and like 80 institutions. I don't know, some crazy numbers like that. All these people had to come together and essentially Photoshop what they thought a black hole would look like. And then, to make it even funnier, they allowed AI to upscale it and to polish it up. That is not how that works. You cannot do all of that kind of post-processing and then tell the public with a straight face that, yes, we have finally taken a picture of this purely theoretical concept that only exists in equations. Like, this is how little respect the mainstream academic community has for the general population. They did not take a picture of a black hole, all right? There's no such thing as a black hole. The entire concept is stupid. Einstein himself had it correct when he very first said that it was not possible, that what his equations led to was not right. It's inaccurate. It was not correct. Of course, he flipped because, well, we got to talk about Einstein one day. We'll do that because that's a whole psychological thing too. That's actually a really good case for what the power structures did to mislead the entire public. Anyway, let's focus on the article. Anyway, so here's an article that actually sort of starts to admit that NASA actually did not really take a picture of a black hole. Now, before we get into the article, I'll try to make this quick. That was going to be my goal, was to be a quick video, just go over the article. But if you're wondering, okay, this guy's crazy, he's saying black holes don't exist, then what the hell is a black hole then? I mean, what's going on? Obviously, there's something attracting something in the center of our galaxy, for example. I mean, something is there, right? And I agree, there is something there. It's not a black hole, though. Don't forget, a lot of stuff in relativity, and of course special relativity as well, a lot of this stuff is just abstract conceptual garbage. I mean, that's all it is. For example, space-time. There is no fabric of space and time that exists in reality. You cannot go touch space-time. There's no such thing as, folding space-time and all that weird theoretical garbage. Don't forget, all of that sci-fi stuff that is used nowadays, for example, folding time, or folding the fabric of space-time to create a wormhole, or whatever crap they're saying nowadays. That's all just theoretical equations. Like, there's no actual evidence or proof whatsoever that anything like that is possible. And the reason why is simple. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a fabric of space-time. The reason why we have to eliminate the fabric of space-time is because the abstraction of what a black hole is supposed to, warp and bend this fabric of space-time. So basically, this is what a black hole is. It's literally two abstractions interacting with each other that have precisely zero evidence of their existence, and that's it, right? And then the public has been fed this. So what is a black hole then? I mean, what's going on over there? Well, to keep it short, a black hole is not a black hole. It's not, infinitely condensed matter. How stupid is that anyways? How do you infinitely condense mass? I mean, what even is that crap? It's the dumbest concept you can imagine, and it's absolutely amazing that scientists have been fooled into thinking this abstraction is actually a legitimate object in space. It's insane. Like, the whole situation is horrible. Anyway, so what's going on there, technically speaking, it's not a black hole. It's not an infinitely dense, mass of garbage. It is a plasmoid, right? This was figured out like decades ago. You could probably find this stuff maybe over a century ago if you really dig around. But it was shown that the center of the galaxy is not controlled by some sort of crazy black hole, but it actually has a giant Birkeland current running through it. And that is what all of the stars and planets, etc., of a galaxy rotate around. That's what's going on. You don't need weird, hypothetical black holes and fabric of space-time. You don't need any of that. You literally only need real physics and real science. It's a Birkeland current that flows through the center of the galaxy. And what happens is that, a Birkeland current is a coaxial rotating, string, power line, I guess you could say, of electricity. And it creates a plasmatic filament. And that plasmatic, that's not a word. Is that a word? Plasma filament. It's a plasma filament. All right, and we take pictures of this crap all the time. Anyway, that stuff's really powerful, right? Remember, don't forget, electricity is or electromagnetism, which these Birkeland currents would generate, which is why we're all spinning around the center of the galaxy center. That it's just electrical charge. It's just an electrical current, and an electrical current has to create an electromagnetic field. Once you have that electromagnetic field, pow, then you explain immediately how everything is rotating, where all that energy is coming from, and you can completely get rid of the black hole theory. Good news, at least they're starting to admit a little bit that they're stupid and that they were completely wrong. I want to go over this article. Let's just pick it apart and have fun. All right, so this article is on space.com, right? And these guys have no clue about electricity in space. They completely believe in relativity. They think there's a magical fabric out there that you can fold and throw in the laundry, and then you can dry it, and you can time travel or whatever by folding laundry. I don't know. It's crazy what these people think. People look at me and you're like, dude, you're crazy. But no, I do not believe in a magical fabric out in space. Like, there's no such thing. And you don't need it. Okay, all right. So this article, titled, "First Image of Our Milky Way's Black Hole May Be Inaccurate, Scientists Say." Wow, very nice. Quote, "We hypothesize that the ring image resulted from errors during EHT's imaging analysis, and that part of it was an artifact rather than the actual astronomical structure," unquote. Hey, you know what? I'll give them a little bit of credit right off the bat. At least they're willing to finally admit that something is not right. I wonder what made them do this. All right, so let's keep going with this article. What does the supermassive black hole lurking at the center of our galaxy look like? It's a deceptively simple question. I love that. It's so easy, you guys. You know what? If you don't understand what's in the middle, you're just an idiot, right? You're just stupid. This is how cosmologists look at you. They honestly believe you're just stupid because they're like, oh, it's deceptively simple. I mean, it's so simple. Okay, all right. Although our local cosmic abyss, named Sagittarius A, resides just 26,000 light years from Earth, it has proven to be a very difficult object to image. This is thanks, in part, to material whipping around it at near light speeds. However, after years of trying, scientists with the Event Horizon Telescope project succeeded in 2022. The black hole's silhouette emerged from the shadows, appearing like a fuzzy orange donut. Yet now, an independent analysis of the EHT data suggests that part of the image's donut-like appearance might be an artifact due to the way it was put together. And see, that's the problem. This image was stitched together with so much post-processing, it is insane. And there's no, this isn't like a... Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Okay. The discovery owes itself to a trio of scientists at the National Astronomical Observatory in Japan. The ring-like structure, which really represents intense radio waves blasted away from the brilliant disk of gas known as the accretion disk, and there's a whole... anyway, that's swirling around the black hole may in fact be more elongated than it appears, the researchers argue. Ding, 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 ding. That's it. There you go. I mean, holy crap, these guys have it. That is exactly what we would expect if there was a Birkeland current surging through the center of the galaxy. Holy crap, I wonder if they're going to actually talk about that. Here, let's see what they do. Quote, "No telescope can capture an astronomical image perfectly," unquote. Makoto Miyoshi of NAOJ, who led the latest analysis of EHT data, said in a recent statement, quote, "We hypothesize that the ring image resulted from errors during EHT's imaging analysis, and that part of it was an artifact, rather than the actual astronomical structure," unquote. The EHT consortium has so far made no official statements on the topic. Yeah, they're probably scared crapless because, I mean, think about it. Those people have like banked on their device capturing all the stuff that would be predicted by relativity. What they're seeing is not predicted by relativity, right? They're seeing a completely different situation. This is like fraud, actually. I mean, this EHT team, these guys wanted and had to find a black hole. They did not care about the real science. They were not going out there to just go and look objectively and explore and see what they found. They assumed that there was going to be a black hole there. So when they went and did all of their image processing, they processed their image to prove a black hole. They were not interested in finding the truth. I mean, that is literally what these people did. I can't wait to see what they say later. This came out on the 30th of October. It's the 8th of November right now. I don't know, maybe they said something. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. More than 400 researchers from 13 institutions, damn, including the NAOJ, constitute the EHT's International Consortium, which operates a growing network of telescopes around the world to form one virtual, Earth-sized telescope using a technique called Very Long Baseline Interferometry. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that they were doing that. Huh. Two EHT scientists note in a 2022 interview, that gaps in data were expected due to EHT operating just 8 telescopes in 6 locations around the world. That sucks they don't have more. Huh. Katie Bowman, an assistant professor at the California Institute of Technology, likened the limited information being gathered to, quote, "listening to a song from a piano where many of the keys are missing," unquote. Yeah, no kidding. In fact, she actually probably does not truly appreciate at all what her problem is. Like, obviously there's going to be data gaps. That's one problem, and I get that. And that's, something you got to work towards clearing up with more physical telescope units. But that's not her only problem. I mean, it's funny that that's the only problem that she probably thinks she has. She's just missing data. If she gets more data, then for sure that black hole will appear. No problem. Okay. The EHT project made history in 2019 when it unveiled the first ever image of a black hole, marking a technological breakthrough that brought to light the silhouette of the elusive cosmic beast residing in the heart of the M87 galaxy. The project was simultaneously scrutinizing Sagittarius A, which proved tough to image because it is 1,600 times lighter than the M87 behemoth, which means material that takes weeks to travel around M87 zipped around SGRA within minutes. Isn't that insane how fast? Dude, the amount of power that a Birkeland current possesses, it's incredible. I mean, think about that scale. They're saying that these bodies will surge and rotate around Sagittarius A within minutes. All right, these are stars. These are not little bits of dust and stuff like that. These are stars being whipped around. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. But it's a total testament to the concept of electricity in space. I mean, that is exactly what this proves. In fact, if you're going that fast, actually... No, okay, I don't want to get into that. Okay. Sagittarius A is like a toddler who can't stay standing still while we are taking its photo over the course of a night, Bowman said in a 2022 news release, which sought to outline scientists' effort to image the two black holes. The task was made tougher by thick clouds of dust and gas hovering between Earth and the galactic center that distorted and blurred radio signals coming from Sagittarius A, she added. Whoever wrote this article should be executed. Holy crap. Like, some of this, like, I know I suck at reading, but some of these sentences are really poorly thought out, you know? I mean, shouldn't they be using AI at this point? I mean, why the hell do we have useless humans writing this trash? And AI would have done this infinitely better. All right, let's keep going. Okay, where are we at? Turbulent. Okay. So, the EHT collaboration used special computer algorithms that could fill in gaps in data caused by the widely separated telescopes. From there, the team reconstructed the image prior to the chaos caused by the turbulent gas. That is an insane statement. There's a few things we have to talk about here, but I mean, these people are literally admitting that they fill in all of the gaps in their science by just extrapolating theoretical garbage. That is literally what they're doing. They inject theory into all of the holes, and then they say, oh yeah, see, it proves the black hole is real, because all of this stuff that we designed theoretically is 100% geared to prove that outcome. I don't care who you are, that is a problem. It doesn't matter if you're mainstream, alternative, it literally is irrelevant. The second somebody's conclusion is dictated by filling in gaps in their data by theoretical trash, at that point you have to throw away the data. I mean, you cannot take their conclusion seriously. In fact, scientifically speaking, that's the worst thing you can do. I mean, can you imagine that? Just somebody coming up to you and being like, hey bro, I think I understand the universe now. I think there's a huge thing of cotton candy in the center of the universe, and the cotton candy strings, you know, they fly outward and they create all of the galaxies and universes around here. And then, of course, you know, you're about to slap your friend, but you stop and you're like, all right, can you show me the proof? I mean, you got something to show me? And then he's like, yeah. See, here's a bunch of pictures of stars that we took from the Hubble. Like, okay, yeah, I see it. That's fine. That's real data. And then he says, but check out this theory I've got. I've made this whole entire theory up that fits in all the gaps that you don't see in that picture. So that proves that there's a giant ball of cotton candy in the center of the universe, and that's how everything is made. Like, that is literally what NASA scientists are doing, or this particular group of people. That's what they did, and they announce it like it's fact, like there's no problem, like you are an idiot. I mean, they literally just consider you to be stupid. That's what they do, and most people just nod their head with this. Everybody knows a black hole is real, so it has to be there. Whoa, you know, even if they don't get it completely right, it's still a black hole. Even if all of the data doesn't prove a black hole at all, it's still gotta be a black hole. Each algorithm has its own method for determining which image is most likely, said Bowman. It's a bit like hiring Sherlock Holmes, Hercule Poirot, Jane Marple, and Jules Maigret simultaneously to see what they commonly conclude and what they don't. What the... Oh, are these people insane? I mean, are you kidding me? They are literally admitting that they just try to average everything out, and then whatever their random average is from a few different perspectives, that must be the answer. And of course, we're going to publish that answer. And if you don't believe in the answer, then that means you're a crazy conspiracy theorist, and you're not allowed to be in science anymore. Like that. Based on thousands of images that captured how the black hole's appearance changed across multiple observing nights, the vast majority of the computer simulations depicted a bright ring of light as big as the orbit of Mercury, in agreement with predictions from Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity. Isn't that insane? These people are basing their conclusion on a simulation. Simulations will only output whatever you put into it. If the simulation is designed to output a black hole, do you think it's going to output anything else? Like, this is not... In the new study, Miyoshi and colleagues specifically argue this ring-like structure is an artifact caused by the bumpy point spread function, which refers to the way an imaging system measures the amount of blurring caused by gaps in the data. The researchers applied what they termed widely used traditional analysis methods to the EHT data that are different from the EHT's own original analysis method. Oh, interesting. So they are using they're using something separate. I wonder what this widely used traditional analysis is. The results showed the accretion disk to be slightly elongated in the east-west direction, the team wrote in their paper, published in the journal Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society. I'm surprised anybody's even paying attention. Usually, when something like this is pointed out, those people are immediately excommunicated from the science. Yeah. The new image also shows the disk's eastern half to be brighter than the western half, which the researchers interpret as a Doppler boost. Oh, for God's sakes, the Doppler... This is how stupid cosmologists are. Like the Doppler effect, I know people don't even think about it, but everybody just takes this as if it's fact. Don't forget, the Doppler effect is a property of sound. It is not a property of light. I cannot stress that enough. You cannot use the property for a completely different concept and prove another concept with it. That is not how that works. It's like the dumbest... Anyway, so, and for those of you guys who, you're about to turn this off because this is too schizo, but think about it. I mean, what I just said is a scientific fact. They are using a property of sound to prove a property of light. That is not scientific. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I get that that might sound weird to a lot of people, or, all three of you that listen to this, but it's the truth. We can't do it like that. It's the same problem when we look at the North Pole over there on Saturn, right? There's the hexagon up there. NASA literally uses fluid dynamics to prove what NASA calls clouds, the gas that's supposed to be in Saturn. So they're using liquid to prove what's going on with gas. I shouldn't have to say anything else. The second that NASA announced that was going to be how they were going to explain the hexagon formation on Saturn, everybody should have laughed at them and then gone over there and started slapping them and choking them and then fired them and then actually hired real scientists. You can't do that. You cannot use one entirely different principle to conclusively prove an entirely other concept. You can't do that, all right? That is exactly what these guys are doing. This is some of the worst science you can imagine. And right now, in this little show, we are scientifically proving that this UHT team is absolutely unscientific. I mean, these people make religious priests look like, atheists compared to how they worship mainstream cosmology, right? It's okay. Let me reread that. The new image also shows the disk's eastern half to be brighter than the western half, which the researchers interpret as a Doppler boost, meaning the east side is moving towards us. And also, once again, by the way, I'm not going to get into redshift right now and all that. We'll talk about that in a different show. I'm trying to keep this one short and sweet, all right? This article is angering me. It's just, we think this appearance means the accretion disk surrounding the black hole is rotating at about 60% of the speed of light, said Mayoshi. That might not be entirely false, considering it would be trapped in a Birkeland current, and Birkeland currents could easily do that. That's not a problem. For now, either view of the disk's real shape could be correct. Jesus. Astronomers say forthcoming technology upgrades to telescopes will allow them to gather more detailed images and better constrain the area around Sagittarius A and other black holes. The paper about these results is published in the blah, blah, blah. You get it. I'll leave the link in the article at the bottom. Anyway, this is the insane stuff, right? 2 years ago, NASA was saying, oh yeah, we have a black hole. They had that picture of that girl, all smiling and acting stupid. Yeah, that's your average cosmologist. They're stupid and I can't even talk. That's your average cosmologist. I mean, that is literally what these people are. They're like children who are just following the status quo. I mean, that is the best way to look at these people. Religious children who follow the status quo. And I'm not even trying to be mean, but look at what these people are doing. What I just said is a scientific fact. This is not a diss. I'm not putting anybody down. This is a truth. Like, these people literally believe this garbage. It's going to be funny to see what they do if they are able to upgrade all of their equipment. You know what? They're probably not even going to upgrade their hardware. They're just going to throw it more at AI and let AI try to figure it out. Because what they're going to do is they'll get better AI, and then they'll tell the AI, hey, look, Einstein is right, even though we have no proof of that. And here you go. And by the way, really quick, just so we can get some of the other stuff out of the way, another thing that proves that there's no black hole in the center of the galaxy, NASA actually literally watched a gas cloud go right by the black hole, and it didn't get sucked in. Like, nothing happened to it. It survived it, no problem. All of their predictions said that gas cloud should have been sucked in. It didn't happen. It didn't happen because there's no black hole. Like, that's not how that works. So how much more proof do we need to show these guys that at the very least, black holes are not real? Yeah, let's see where they take this stuff. It's gonna suck.